Traders One selects its products. We select them on a couple of criteria. First and foremost, the product has to be of such good quality that we can imagine it can be sold in a trendy boutique in downtown Palo Alto. That's really important to us because fair trade used to be about, many years ago, a pity purchase. And I would buy a poncho because I felt sorry for someone in South America making it. That is not sustainable. It has to be really, really good quality that people really want. And the second criteria is that all the producers that we buy from are either fair trade certified themselves and so fit a number of criteria of fair trade certification, which is important to us, or some of them are not big enough or able enough to go through that process of certification, but we buy directly from them and we know them because we've either visited them directly or we have direct links through other organizations that we partner with, for example, churches or other NGOs who know them as well.
In the early 90s, I had the opportunity to visit Cambodia. I took a trip in the far northeast of the country where I was told there are the biggest problems in terms of malnutrition and suffering among women and children. Now, we took an interview. I researched about 100 women, trying to find out what was the reason, why were they in the street begging with their children. And the reason number one was not so much poverty. The reason number one was violence. Violence in the home. They were beaten up, they were abused. Some of them were kicked out by their husbands to bring in a younger wife in. They would just come to Phnom Penh with their children to seek to make a living. But as they came to the streets of Phnom Penh with this terrible situation, the violence, the abuse, the lack of food, the situation got so bad and worse that even kids would die. That basically speaks of tremendous human suffering, tremendous silent suffering of women and children. And so I decided to open up a shelter for these Hagars who were fleeing with their children and basically bringing the message of comfort of don't be afraid, we're going to take care of you. As soon as we started to see women and young girls go into vocational training, we soon find out that their ability to reintegrate in society was very, very difficult, particularly because of the problem of stigmatization that prevent socially the full reintegration of these women and young girls. Also the state of the economy, the lack of jobs and the corruption make it very difficult for them to actually find a way to have a hope and a future. So we came out with the idea, why don't we start our own businesses, for-profit businesses that would be set up for the purpose to create jobs for these particular women and girls whom we seek to help, and so that we can see the full circle of from the street, from a brothel, all the way to a meaningful employment where they can get a reasonable wage and they see their children going to school, and so they will be totally off the cycle of poverty. What we have today is basically a full commercial industrial forms of these businesses that were launched about 5 years ago. With Hagar Craft first, we fully commercialized it and became Hagar Design that produce hand-woven silk products for home accessories and home furnishing and women bags and stuff. So we're now being able to sell in United States, in London, Switzerland, Australia, and in Japan. And in all, we create more than 300 jobs. So it's very, very exciting to see this concept working fully here in Cambodia. We are specialized on the Hagar, the individual mother and the child who have escaped and flees from war, displacement, violence, and abuse. And we want her, and our focus is her and her alone, to get there where she can have a future and a hope.